The flea market. Flea market. 2 words, 3 syllables, 10 letters, infinite possibilities. A treasure trove or a pile of junk? A mountain of secrets or just an everyday shopping experience? I could list binary comparisons all day, but the fact of the matter is that you probably already have an opinion on flea markets. That's because we've all been to a flea market at some point in our lives. Heck, most of us probably even bought something at a flea market. But I can bet with near certainty that none of you could put into exact words what a flea market is. Vague in definition, the flea market is almost unquantifiable. Until recently, I too was at a loss of how to define these enigmatic bazaars. And who knows, maybe I still can't. The layman would say that a flea market is a collection of diverse vendors selling a variety of second-hand goods and more at an extremely reasonable price, helping to facilitate an awe-inspiring exchange of culture, history, and happiness. Now remember, that's the layman's definition, not mine. I remind you of that because today I'm not here to define or explain what a flea market is, or was, or could be. No. This TED Talk is much more ambitious in nature. Today I'm here to rename the flea market. Why rename the flea market, you might ask? Good question. Here's a simple answer. Because the key descriptor in the title flea market is the word flea. What the heck? Nobody likes fleas. And if you do, you're wrong. They're annoying and itchy and pestilent. So why should these strange and beautiful markets be saddled with such a subpar insect? Well, historically, it is rumored that the term flea market is French in origin, marche au pucet for those who care. And if we know anything about the French, it's that they've got their cultured noses planted firmly in the air. Lest I get too francophobic, I must extend this falsely earned air of superiority to the rest of the Western world. For we too use the term flea market freely, and many a person does so with an elitist smirk. We put these markets and the people within them down by essentially, and I suppose in this modern day unconsciously, assuming their wares are ridden with fleas. It is gross classism, and I can no longer stand for it. Through research, conversation, and deep philosophical thought, I've come to love and cherish the beauty of the flea market. It offers an affordable market alternative to the corporate-owned chain stores, especially for marginalized individuals whose circumstances often offers them no shopping alternatives but secondhand vendors, while helping to facilitate a culturally rich and inclusive shopping experience. So, don't these places deserve a much more contextually appropriate and empowering name? I say yes. And so today, I come prepared with a new name for the flea market. I believe this name to be both strong and respectful, both to the modern market and to the history of the original title. Drastic change was not necessary, just a simple fine-tuning. I'll make you wait no longer. I believe, from this day forth, all members of modern society should refer to the flea market as the bee market. Please stifle your laughter, for I've created this new name with careful thought and respect. I chose the name bee market for 3 reasons. First, bees are magnificent creatures. They pollinate flowers and plants and help facilitate the flourishing of planet Earth. Similarly, flea markets help pollinate its patrons with culture and new products. The vendors, like bees, spread this culture and history to all those who they interact with. This contributes to a healthier and societally conscious population. Magnificent! Second, bees are going through something of a renaissance these days. With society being much more aware of the important roles bees play in the health of our planet, their popularity has risen. Flea markets too have become much more popular in recent times, as their affordability, cultural representation, and communal bonding offer a much-needed service to our increasingly alienated society. Like the bees, we need flea markets, now more than ever, to help bring us together and show us an alternative way of living. Finally, the flea market can be very analogous to a hive. The vendors, like the bees, work together to protect the integrity of the market, or hive, and thusly further protect society as a whole. This is done by offering alternatives to the overwhelming influence of corporate-owned stores, helping to facilitate an environmentally conscious collective through the reusing and recycling of perfectly good secondhand wares. So there you have it, the bee market. Is it a perfect name? No. But neither are these markets. Nothing is perfect in this life. We can pick away at almost anything and find something to criticize underneath it all. But I beg you to take the time to think about why I have given this name to the previously titled flea market. Upon reflection, perhaps you will find that there are many things in this world that need to catch up to our turbulent and modern times. Thank you.